This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
Right now at 4, the Monroe County community continues to mourn the loss of a student athlete who died in a crash over the weekend. Thanks for being here. I'm Kay Quinn. Brent Solomon has the day off. Crawford Bryant was a sophomore at Columbia High School who played on the varsity soccer team. 5 on your side's Megan Kernan joins us live from Columbia after speaking with the school superintendent. Megan?
Kay, this is a devastating loss in the tight-knit community of Columbia, Illinois. All the schools in the district will be canceled on Thursday for 15-year-old Crawford Bryant services here at the Erder Soccer Park. Now, Bryant was one of 4 Columbia High School students in a car accident Sunday afternoon on Hanover Road in Monroe County. The district superintendent, Christopher Grody, says 2 students are still in the hospital and the 3rd is back home with family. Hundreds gathered for a candlelight vigil last night to mourn the loss of the sophomore student. Today is the first day back at school since the accident, but the high school had a very loose attendance policy. While the mood was somber, school officials worked hard to address the needs of their students.
All the school districts around here have reached out and have sent us social workers or counselors to help us with our needs. And so today we ran through a schedule, but we had a bunch of counselors in the library being able to work with students that wanted to process through this tragedy.
Now, those grief counselors will be working with students the rest of the week to process that loss. Now, because of the lack of the parking here at Erder Park, the school district is working to have shuttle buses carry people over here from the high school and middle school here to Erder Park for Bryant services on Thursday. Live in Columbia, Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.
All right, thank you, Megan. St. Louis police revealed new information in the deadly shooting that killed a 4-year-old girl overnight. During a news conference this afternoon, police said the victim was shot by a sibling who was able to get access to a firearm. Responding officers found the victim and 3 other children alone at the home on Thrush Avenue. Investigators say the children's mother left them to go to the store, and the shooting could have been prevented.
If you have small children in your home and you have a firearm, just double check. Make sure it's locked up. Something like this is avoidable. But if you're going to own a firearm, be responsible with it. Don't just assume, don't just think, make sure it's locked up. If you're going to own a gun, lock it up and be responsible.
Police say free gun locks are available at the department headquarters and precincts. Right now, the shooting remains under investigation. No charges have been filed. Tonight, the Osage Beach community will gather for a vigil for fallen Officer Felicia Carson. She died Saturday morning while responding to a high-speed pursuit in Camden County. The vigil will take place tonight at 8 p.m. at the Osage Beach Police Department. Officer Carson's visitation will be held Thursday morning at Lodge of the Four Seasons in Lake Ozark. A funeral service will follow. The St. Louis Blues will be down a defenseman this year. Hours ago, the team announced Torrey Krug will miss the 2024-25 season. Krug was diagnosed this summer with 3 arthritic changes in his left ankle. The Blues hope to rehab the injury for 6 to 8 weeks, but ultimately decided on season-ending surgery. Krug dressed in 77 regular season games, posting 39 points last season. The Mizzou Tigers have jumped into the top 10 in the Associated Press Top 25 poll. All right, let's get to your weather impact forecast. Get ready for a nice stretch of weather. Cool mornings, little rain in sight. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell here now with a first look at the forecast.
You know, for many of us, Kay, in the metro area, it has been rather dry. Last week, most of the thunderstorms kind of eluded Metro St. Louis, and that's going to be the case here for much of this week. It's going to be hard for us to come by much in the way of rain, although we do have some clouds out there at this point. That's a look out into St. Charles. Traffic along Interstate 70 flowing along nicely. None of the clouds that are across our region are capable of producing rain for us. That rains down across portions of Texas, but that moisture down there, some of the high cloud covers kind of streaming overhead, and that's what we're looking at this afternoon around the St. Louis area. 77 degrees, really comfortable out there. Temperatures held down a little bit because of that cloud cover. We will see those temperatures dropping back this evening into the 60s, still mainly cloudy or mostly cloudy through the evening into part of the overnight. Then those clouds start to break up and it looks pretty good heading early into tomorrow, at least from being, outside and working outside. More on that and the one chance for rain this week in just a few minutes, Kay.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Scott. Right now, the ballots are being recounted in the race for St. Louis City Sheriff. Alfred Montgomery beat Sheriff Vernon Betts by less than 1% of the vote in the August primary. The votes are being counted at the election board as we speak. The board tells 5 on Your Side it's about halfway through counting the 45,000 ballots, and they do not expect to finish by the end of today. Now to the race for the White House. Democrats doubling down by putting abortion at the center of their pitch to women in key states. Today, the Harris-Walz campaign launched a 50-stop bus tour focused on reproductive health care. Julia Benbrook reports on the significance of where they're starting the tour.
The Harris campaign is launching the Fighting for Reproductive Freedom bus tour.
This tour is going to go to over 50 stops across the country.
And it's kicking off just miles away from former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida, a state where most abortions after 6 weeks are illegal.
We are the poster child for the MAGA extremism that has ripped women's reproductive health care decisions from them. A ban so extreme that it is likely that most women don't even know that they're pregnant at 6 weeks.
In the fall, voters in the state will decide on the future of abortion access through a ballot measure that would make abortion legal in the state up to the point of viability, which many experts believe is around 23 or 24 weeks of pregnancy. Polling shows abortion is a top issue this election, and it's one where Trump has struggled to define his position. His suggestion that he might support the Florida referendum that would undo the state's current ban angered some religious conservatives.
It has to be more time, and I've told them that I want more weeks.
So you'll vote in favor of the amendment?
I am going to be voting that we need more than 6 weeks.
The next day, Trump clarified that he plans to vote no. Florida is just one of several states where voters will have the chance to weigh in on abortion rights in November. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Powerful voices echoing from the past, where you can read firsthand accounts from enslaved people who were owned in St. Louis around the time of the Civil War. Careers in policing and security are available in St. Louis. We'll tell you who's hiring. In winter, we turn to a rodent to find out if we'll have an early spring. Now, a crustacean is becoming famous for predicting whether we'll have 6 more weeks of summer.